Hey guys, you are listening to episode 4?
Yep.
4 of the Creative Talk podcast. Today we are going to talk about A7S III, EOS R5,
Yes, the R5 and R6.
and
Mhm.
R6, and the Black Magic 12K. Is that
Yeah.
what it's called? Is that what they're calling it? 12K?
Yeah, it's the Black Magic Ursa Mini Pro 12K,
Yeah.
but that's kind of a mouthful.
It's Black Magic for you.
For real though.
But, well, what a year for cameras we have. At the
Oh,
right
man.
time when, everyone's business is booming.
Right.
Everyone's got just extra money laying around. Just go buy a new camera.
Gosh, I wish.
All right. I don't know which one you want to talk about first. I guess we're just going to rant.
Yeah, we can kind of go on the Canon ones. That's the first one I have pulled up here.
Let's talk about the Canon. The EOS R5. Now, you got the specs up. I'm probably going to pull my phone up here and look at it live. I don't know them all off the top of my head. There's just so much. There's so many cameras.
It's insane, really. I mean, like, the R5, the first like DSLR size camera that shoots 8K 30p raw. I mean,
That's wild. And what just comes, the first thing I think about is the C500, like all of those, all this, the C100 series. Like, why one of those over the R5? And then
yes.
I've been asking myself that, and I think I've come to my reasoning when it comes to mirrorless cameras and video cinema cameras. Yeah, when I say cinema, I mean like the video cameras geared for cinema, is dependability. So what is the R5 like with overheating?
Man, I've watched quite a few videos on it, and they say the people that got the production models, I guess you could call it, said that there definitely is an issue with overheating, but they Matty Hapoya took his and was shooting 8K raw, and I want to say he said it started overheating at like the 9 or 10 minute mark.
Which I don't. I mean, to me that would render it useless for me professionally.
But yeah, it's like too. It's like what are you doing that you need to shoot in 8K? Like at least right now.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, for me, like the 8K would excite me to punch in for interviews, like 2 cameras, like one camera is basically 2. But other than that, stabilizing, I guess, but I don't know. I don't know why nobody's delivering 8K.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe part of it too is like maybe one good way to rationalize it is because it's like was it like a $3,400 camera around that range, and but maybe one good way to rationalize that is to future proof your camera.
Yeah.
So
true. But I wouldn't with future proof 10-minute. I don't know. I mean,
exactly.
I guess if you're doing narrative stuff or I mean, you could definitely work with that 10 minutes, but I wonder how many times after it overheats do you have to wait for it to cool off? Because I've dealt with overheating at weddings, and I just like when it overheats, you just feel like you're screwed. You gotta keep popping batteries out, you're blowing it. But did I see Tilta was making something? Am I making that up? Did I see Tilta was making a fan to go on the back of it?
Yes, I did see that on the Instagram.
I'm curious, like I can't wait to start seeing how much that helps.
Yeah, I wonder. Well, I mean, the Canon R5 I think is still only for pre-order, so hopefully they fix all of that issues.
Oh, I was thinking. I don't know why I was thinking it was out already.
Yeah, I think it's still for
so many
pre-order.
cameras.
Yeah, because that's also a 45 megapixel camera, which, not gonna lie, that would be pretty nice.
No, I didn't even think of that. For it being a hybrid 45. Yeah.
Yeah, I shoot with my photography wise. I shoot with my Canon 6D Mark II, and that's a 26.2 megapixels, I think.
Yeah.
And so
So
having 45 megapixels, not gonna lie, would be really nice.
yeah, so our we shoot on the 99 Mark II
Mhm.
for our photo priority. It's a 42, 43. I don't remember. It's 40 something. And Caitlin swears by it. She has to have her megapixels because we need a second photo camera. We're looking at something. It has to be up there. But she
Mhm.
does a lot of like really detailed things and like the sky replacements, like the photos she did recently.
Mhm.
Those, I mean, that was more pixels, the better that blends that stuff.
Right. Yeah,
Cut
definitely.
and all that. So like that. So that you say is 3,500 the R5?
Yeah, I think
Is
it's
that what it is?
around that ballpark, which for a camera that
No,
shoots in 8K, that's not bad.
no. I mean, when you're looking at just a photo camera,
Mhm.
a photo camera alone and that megapixel price range,
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, it's. I don't think you're getting ripped off at all with that. And 8K would be like a bonus if you look at it that way. The
Yeah,
8K.
exactly. And I mean, I think yeah, and
Yeah,
the R6 is kind of it's definitely a more budget friendly because it's the R6 is
I,
only 20 megapixels, so
yeah, I'm
it's
looking at that now.
definitely lower on that end. Definitely wouldn't you if you're experienced years of experience in photography, I definitely wouldn't get that for photos.
How much? How much is that?
The R6, I believe.
Oh, I'm looking at it. Well, it says I'm on B&H as of
Is
right
that
now. It says 27.99 is what I'm seeing.
okay?
$100
Yeah.
instant savings, whatever. 28, 29. So
Mhm.
you're almost $3,000.
Yeah, after I
So
mean,
what was the $600 difference between the? I see the other than the megapixels. Um,
yeah, because if you're thinking after tax and everything, that's gonna be put you over that. So it's like,
yeah, they both have C log, which is
yes.
huge,
Mhm.
and that is the R6. Is that 10-bit? Does it say?
Let's see.
That's. I'm just looking at this. This is crazy.
Actually, it doesn't say on these specs right
4K
here.
120.
Yes, which is just crazy. And then like, I man, I don't even know.
And then the R5 has a flip out. What I'm
Mhm.
reading is wait, no, I'm sorry. They they both have flip outs?
Yeah, I'm pretty
Okay.
sure. Mhm.
Oh, I was reading it says top status LCD. This is I don't know what
Gosh,
that
dude,
is.
I really hope Canon never goes back to the not having
Oh
the flip
my gosh.
LCDs. Ugh, it'd be terrible.
Yeah. That's just the fixed like the 1DX. I was
What's
just
that?
the 1DX, so the 1DX is the screen just
Yeah.
fixed in.
Well, even the 1DX, was it Mark 3? The new one that just came out?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even that
that
one
doesn't
has
even
the
have yeah, that's
speaking
actually
of
pretty frustrating to be honest.
yeah, where does that fall in with these? See, I don't. I'm confused on like Canon's hierarchy right now of what's going on.
To be honest, the Mark 1DX Mark 3, it's really not that impressive of a camera.
That's what I do. It's not mirrorless though, right? I
No,
think that
it's
was
not.
it. So maybe it's just I don't know if they have a mirrored line and they have the mirrorless line.
Well, my thinking is with the starting with the R and then the RP and then now they have the R5 and R6. I think they're going to start just period going mirrorless for
Mirrorless,
DSLR
yeah.
phones.
Maybe that was their last, like Sony did with their 99 Mark II. We have was the last hoorah to
Mhm.
the mirrored cameras, which because our 99 Mark II came out at the same time as
Mhm.
the 99 Mark II came out at the same time as the A7R II.
Okay.
Same time. So it's the same sensor and everything in it. Just or not saying it's all everything's the same color science wise and all that, other than it's
Mhm.
not mirrorless. It's
Hmm.
what's called translucent mirrored. So it's kind
Okay.
of it's quicker, but
Hmm.
yeah, which we love. But we
Mhm.
are after an A7R III right now, we think, or who knows, maybe something that not the four. because I can't justify
Oh yeah, gosh, how
that.
much is that? That's like
So it's $800 more, I think it was, or
800.
six. Yeah, than
Hmm.
the new, but you can find the R2 here at Hit and Miss. We found it low. We're waiting to catch it low.
Hmm. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
out of all the cameras we're about to talk about, I won't be buying a video camera anytime soon.
I know. Same. Well, I'm definitely. Well, other than yeah, definitely not Canon
Yeah.
right now. I would like to eventually upgrade my
Yeah, we're
60
gonna
Mark
get to that.
II, but
We're gonna get to what's going on with your camera, your Black Magic life here. So that's what Canon has right
Mhm,
now, right?
mhm.
And what about I am super, super, super excited for the A7S III.
I know.
That
I mean,
I'm
I'm
just
not gonna
waiting.
lie. I've never shot on Sony before,
Mhm.
but this is this is pretty killer.
And I just think Sony's always done video right.
Mhm,
Um, I think I don't know Canon. I just don't know. I just like Sony, so just everything they're doing when it comes to video features, and Canon's definitely got there. I mean,
mhm,
but that was the whole reason I switched from Canon. Sony was just a lot of people they talk about the color science,
mhm.
Canon's color science, whatever. But honestly, I went for Sony for their color science back in the
Okay.
day when I got my 6400. I liked their
Mhm,
look because it wasn't so. I thought it was more filmic in my opinion. Like I know it's a very vague term, but it was everything looked stylized because it
mhm.
didn't look so punchy and saturated and all that. And that was kind of look I wanted to stay away from. I just
Yeah,
didn't.
I say Canon definitely is that, and I think that's why
Yeah,
so many people geared towards that. So yeah, I definitely
yeah.
yeah, I understand that.
I mean, it looks beautiful, nice. You can get skin tones super easy and stuff. But
Oh
I
yeah.
liked the idea
Mhm,
like S log was huge for me.
mhm.
Canon had no log at that price range.
Right.
Like there was nothing like that. You could just go into picture profiles and crank the contrast and saturation down. That's it. As close you get. That's what I did with my T2i. But so that's why I went Sony. And then I remember looking at the A7S II and
Mhm.
wanting that so bad, and
Oh
I
my
didn't.
gosh. When did that come out?
What year was that? It was 5, 6 years ago.
Okay.
I think because it came out right after the R. I think the R2.
Isn't that
But
really crazy though? Thinking about back about 5, 6 years
I
ago,
know. I
and
feel like I was just watching
now,
Camera Store TV. I
oh
don't know if you ever
my
watched them.
gosh.
But yeah,
Phew.
that was a good time. It really was. It was exciting when
Mhm,
video all these when the A7S II came out, the A7R2, like the DSLR, the mirrorless
mhm,
revolution, like that. That was just. I guess we're still going through it, but it's just. I don't know. It was more fun for me. I've noticed lately, like we're talking about cameras now, like all these new ones
mhm.
coming out. I've been out of the loop really on everything new coming out because as I've been more wrapped up in my business now, I got what I need with the Black Magic. Kind of
Right.
not been up to date, but it is hard to ignore these cameras right now.
Oh my
But
gosh, yeah. Well, the really nice thing about the new A7S III is that shooting the 4K 120p.
yes,
I think
I would.
that's huge.
That is, and like I just got excited because I didn't know I could shoot it's 2.6 or 2.7K and 120 on the Black Magic. I
Oh yeah,
didn't
yeah, yeah.
I
I
didn't
remember
even know.
talking
I
about that.
just found that like I don't know, a month ago. I didn't know. And I got really excited about that. I was like, oh, I've been upscaling 1080p when I could
So,
start from 2.6K.
so have you uh shot with that at all? The 120p
Yeah,
on the Blackmagic? Okay.
yeah.
How's it?
Actually, it's. I think it looks beautiful, better than the
Nice.
1080. I always
Yeah.
hated shooting the 1080 on Black Magic,
Oof.
but
Yeah. Makes
that's
sense.
not horrible, but yeah. But that one video I posted of my dog, oh,
Mhm,
and that was all when I was trying out my new Mikey lenses or
mhm.
Makey, whatever. That was all 2.6K at 120. All that was.
Man.
So I just didn't know I could do that on that. So yeah, 120 is. I've always wondered like when's the day gonna come where we get 124K, and
Mhm.
that was gonna be the new. I guess this is it. That's the standard 1080 120 is old news now.
Right.
But
And I'm not super well versed in Sony, so is that like one of the biggest key points of the A7S III is the 4K
oh,
120?
I mean, yeah, for me too. I mean, like I don't know any other cameras other than like the most recent ones that could do on the
Right.
hybrid mirrorless
Mhm.
side of things. But yeah, like yeah, that's I don't know. I just want it.
Dude, I don't blame you.
But
Well,
what I am super excited about on that is the touch screen. And Sony
right.
finally changed their menus. Finally, just it looks a
Wait a
little bit
second.
better. I mean, they've
That's what
kind of
I've
changed
heard
it.
that like a lot of people like have problems with in the past with Sony's menus because there's
Yeah,
so much.
they they're just it's so much, and there's just I don't know the way they name things where you go to. I mean, I can get into all that because it bugged the crap out of me, but
Kind of
eventually, I mean,
hard.
that's all I've known. So like you
Hmm.
get really used to knowing where stuff was. It was not like a
Yeah.
make it or break it for me,
Right.
but like going from Panasonic to Sony was such a pain because
Oh my
Panasonic
gosh.
they everyone needs to do what they do. Them and Black Magic. But I heard that the new Sony A7S III, people were comparing it to Panasonic setup. And just having a touchscreen honestly would change everything in Sony, which I
Right.
hated because the 6500 and all their 6000, pretty much all their cameras have touchscreen for focus, but you can't
Mhm.
use it to like navigate the menus or anything,
Yeah, that doesn't
which is so annoying.
that's frustrating. I
It's like,
mean,
why? But
and is it so also with these new Sony A7S III, it has a flip LCD screen now?
yes,
Yeah,
even
dude.
doing, I'm behind the camera like 90% of the time. If I'm
Mm,
in front of the camera, it's because I had to be, and I do really want to be to like update on my business or something. But
right.
the flip out screen is so, I don't care what level of production you're on. People are like, oh, you're professionals, you wouldn't use those, but it is so nice to have. Like, why
Right.
not? Why not?
Well,
Because like right now, I'd love to have one.
the previous ones of Sony didn't have it, did they?
No,
Yeah, okay,
no.
I didn't
So,
think so.
um, I'm looking at the specs now. They they had that. It just kind of like flipped up and like out, and it was up and down. That was it. So at least you could do that.
Mhm.
But Caitlin's 99 Mark II, which had come out the same time as the A7 R2, and like
Okay.
Sony's released many cameras after that too. Now it had it flipped out and up and twisted. So
Interesting. Interesting.
yeah,
Okay.
and I was
Hmm.
like, I like it. I mean, I like it better than not being able to look at it at
Right.
all. And
Yeah. It's at least it's something.
yeah, so when that came out, I thought for sure the A7R3 would have something like that. No,
Mhm.
or I'm sorry, the R3, I think it came at the same time as the Mark II, not the two. I'm getting mixed up here because they're on the R4 now. So then the
Man, all
R3
these
came out.
numbers and letters, and it's just like, dang
I
it.
know, it ain't freaking matter. Honestly, why are we even talking about it? Just go if you're interested. I mean, you can't go wrong.
Right. Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
don't see you're not going to regret anything you buy right now, really.
Mhm.
But
Well, that's the
but
biggest thing. It's just like you don't really have a reason to not create an excuse.
no, no, not at all. It's harder to buy a camera than it is to make something right now because you don't know what to get with.
100%.
But when
Right.
that flip out, the way the 99 flipped up like that, I thought they would be using that in newer models. But
Hmm.
no, like they were doing that when, like I said, the R3 came out on the
Mm,
99 Mark II. But then they came out with the new 6000 cameras,
okay.
the 6400, the 6600, and the 6700. None of them did that, but they had the flip straight up thing that
Ah, okay.
people were complaining about though because the mic would get in the way.
I was gonna say, yeah,
Mm,
that would be the biggest issue is if
yeah,
you had if you had a mic attached to the top.
yeah. Which I always like to throw a mic on no matter what I'm doing, so
Hmm.
I can sit and annoying. But yeah, that
Yeah,
and the low light of the A7S III is the that's
that's
the
what I
big
hear.
thing,
Yep.
and that's always been what it's known for. And to me, I think that's more important to a lot of people than 8K.
Hmm.
Being able to do that.
Yeah,
But
I think one of so many people were kind of like saying about Canon, like, oh, Canon, like even when they brought out the Canon EOS R, like they're like, it's not that really impressive on paper. They're like, Canon's not really pushing the envelope with their tech and everything. And then they just R5 shoots 8K and
Oh
like
my gosh, yeah, they just dropped that. I feel like there's like, oh yeah, and just but,
exactly
but
100%.
but yeah, that's I don't know. When I heard that, I was like, that's gotta be a rumor. No way.
Right,
But yeah,
exactly.
it's still just I don't know. That's a huge price difference from like because the C500 Mark, I forget, we screwed it up last time.
We
Two or
did.
three? Two, right?
I think it's the 2, yeah.
Two. Um, that's their only full frame cinema camera, right? In the sub 20,000.
I believe so, yeah.
Because like I don't think any of them are. But and that's 16,000 around.
16.
Yeah, as the kit. And then you got a $3,500 full frame. And
Yeah.
I mean, they say it could be a good B cam, and it's 10-bit raw,
Yeah.
right? Is that
Let me double check here.
yeah? And it's a C-Log. I mean,
Mhm.
I just don't.
Yeah,
I don't
it
know.
it doesn't really make sense for a DSLR,
I don't know. I
to
just
be
look at
honest.
like usability. I understand like the usability is completely different using them, but
Mhm.
when you look at like a task and what tool you need to do it, and then you look at what those can do, like what? How do you justify spending that much more for the C500? I don't know. Like I don't.
Man,
I mean, I gotta see more tests like autofocus and stuff. I guess, but
right. I mean,
because
Canon's always their autofocus has always been
yes, yeah,
amazing.
they're always leading.
I
Which
mean, shoot, I went to Oregon a couple was it last year, and I just took my 6D Mark II and even autofocus on that. That camera's a couple years old. I don't
Canon is always a
remember.
dual pixel autofocus that they have.
Hmm.
I don't think anyone else is doing anything like that. Sony's gotten better. Going from Panasonic to Sony, I thought Sony was amazing. 'Cause Panasonic just I don't even bother really,
Not yeah, not good low light
but
autofocus.
no, I used it. I mean, like may as well for sit down stuff. I mean, if
Oh
someone does
yeah,
move, like
definitely.
um, but yeah, then that to me, I've noticed that's one of the biggest things I've noticed. Autofocus is becoming more and more important to me.
Hmm.
But this, I mean, because the same with the C500 and the EOS R5, like the difference between those, I'm battling that right now myself because I've had my eyes on the FX9. To me, that's like
I do remember you saying
that
that.
checks
Yeah.
everything. Yeah, because I got the lenses for it. I mean, like that's the route I'm investing in right now. I still love Canon, but
Mhm.
the FX9, I love that S tone. Have you seen that?
I have not. Mm.
It's like it's Sony's new Cinetone color profile that's kind of like a pre-graded look, and it just looks oh, I don't know, it looks amazing, and it's just at that full frame with that. I don't know, I just love everything with that camera. But
How much
the
is
S,
that one?
I think it was. I'm gonna look it up. I think it was 12. It was cheaper than the
Okay.
C500. I think. I'm gonna
Mhm.
look it up right now. We're fact checking now.
Exactly.
So let's see. Oh, let's check B&H's price. 1099.98. So 10
Really?
$1,100. Yeah, that's body only though. So I mean it's probably 12, 13. I would imagine. I don't know what the kit looks like, but
Yeah.
I'm sure that's without a battery. Now here's the kit. Okay, so with the kit, it's a 28 to 135 f4 from B&H is 13
Okay.
about
Yeah.
$13,500 for that. So
Hmm.
it's
So a
cheaper,
little bit
but
cheaper. Yeah. Hmm.
and it's 6K full frame, um,
Dang,
5.9
that's
or whatever.
nice.
But
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yes, like
Exactly.
I mean that's right on par with the C500 Mark
Mhm.
II. I would say that's
Right.
a direct competitor, but
Hmm.
um, I don't actually. I think the biggest difference between those two was I think this isn't internal RAW. I think it's only external.
Ah.
Um, I,
Okay.
I believe so. And that's huge with the C500, the internal RAW on it.
Right.
But
Hmm.
which to some people it's important. Some it's to me it's important now. I just
Hmm.
once I saw, I don't know. I can't go back. It's hard, even though
Yeah.
but I'm trying to decide. Back to my point. I know I'm bad at trailing off on everything, but that just like I'm trying to figure out why won't I just go get the A7S III when I like the Sony FX9? That was what I had my eyes on. Does everything was like, well, wait, I know it's not 6K, but
Mhm.
is it worth that much more? Because the A7S III is 35, ain't it? 3500 or 38?
The which one
It's
you said?
the A7S III.
Yeah, the body only is 3500.
Yeah, and then here we are
Mhm.
again with the gigantic price difference when you two full frame
Dude.
bodies. The market is they're merging, but
Mhm.
the prices aren't. They're still way apart.
Yeah, they have to. I feel like, especially Canon and Sony right now, really got to be careful because they're gonna start selling a lot more of their mirrorless cameras than they
Yeah,
ever will of their cinema cameras.
and that's maybe they do. Maybe they have their profit margins way more higher on those because they sell so many more than they do like an FX9.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I mean, like SDI out stuff like that. I see. Um,
Which, I
but
mean, I guess a good point to be could be made too for the cinema cameras. Like there'll always be a audience for that because people that are bigger shooting big documentaries, that's what they're gonna go for is probably
yeah,
those.
yeah.
So
Which the main reason I would is because I, I don't know if this is true or not, but I feel like Sony probably put a lot more time. There's probably way more effort and attention to detail when it comes to build quality of these things that they're gonna
mhm,
work.
mhm.
When like we're talking about overheating, like that's huge, or like
Oh yeah.
SD cards getting corrupted, little things like that,
Mhm.
buttons wearing out. That's stuff. I just feel like I mean, I would assume you spend 14, 15, $16,000 on a camera,
Oh
it's
my
gonna last
gosh.
you.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe, to me, I would have to get at least 5 years out of that before,
Mhm.
you
Well,
know.
I mean, I know there's still people shooting like documentaries on the what is it, the C100,
Yeah,
something like that. And
yeah,
I mean, because really, I mean, in our field, it's more like the lenses too. That's a huge thing because
that's huge. Yes, yeah, that's bigger than the cameras, really. And that's
exactly, yeah.
like,
Is it?
'cause
Oh, go ahead.
I would say, like, I mean, that sometimes that like where I'm at can dictate which direction I'm gonna go more than the features.
Mhm.
Because like, I probably I will save more money already with the FX9 being cheaper than me switching all over to Canon, you
Mhm.
know, because for some reason, if I'm wrong, I hope if anybody's watching this or listening to it, there is no way that you can adapt Sony lenses to Canon cameras
Right.
or pretty much anything else. And I don't know why, unless you have manual Sony lenses like the Fujinon ones, you can adapt to like, I know Kinfinity has some adapters for that, but
Mhm.
yeah, so like that's a big strict restriction on me
Right.
where like my Sony lenses are pretty much stuck to my Sony cameras.
My gosh, dude. I think
I
one I
I
wish
just don't
one
get
thing
that.
camera I wish I wish one thing camera companies would do is just be all the same mount. That
Oh my
way,
gosh.
if you have, because
It'd
if you
be
think
so
about it, when you're trying to get adapters for other cameras to be able to, you're like, okay, you have to always stop and think. You're like, okay, this is a focal length on this camera, but this is a focal length on that camera. And you're like,
oh, with crop factor,
yeah,
that's huge. That took me a while to wrap my mind around all that as a beginner. I was like,
hmm,
whoa, wait, what? Like my
yep,
50 is not really a 50 on my APS-C sensor, and then I heard like some. I still don't know if this is true. Like some of Panasonic lenses, I'd read that the focal length they've already did the math, and it is equivalent to full frame that's on it. I heard that
hmm,
some lenses do that. That could be completely bull crap. I don't know, but so when I heard that, now I'm like really skeptical and confused, and I really got to like put the lens on and like look and put it next to my full
right,
frame or something because it's like, is it true? There's
huh,
actually a I'd like to find that video. If I find it, I wonder if I can link it in the YouTube description here. It is talking about crop factor and like the science. It shows all these diagrams, like how the aperture is affected by that, because
oh
full
really,
frame's always more shallow.
hmm,
How a 2.8 is actually a f4 on uh on a micro four thirds, f2.8 is closer to an f4 on a full frame. It's not actually, because they said if you got to double the focal length, you got to double the aperture too,
Oh,
which
okay, that makes sense.
they
Yeah.
will, you never see or hear that, but that makes sense because that's why it's never
Right.
shallow. So like to get the equivalent of an f4 on full frame, you have to at least have a 2.8 on a micro four thirds,
Mm-hmm.
which for me, like I get used to 2.8, and when I use full frame, it's like I'm happy with f4 because I'm used to that.
Right.
But yeah, there's a
Yeah,
video
that
that
makes
I
sense.
found that breaks it down so much. But yeah,
Huh,
like
well, that's nice. Yeah. I mean, that's definitely something like if people are just getting into, video, that's something you definitely wrap your head around
yes, and it helps you
soon.
buy the lenses you need to a lot easier. Like I started making way better choices my lenses of what I actually needed, because I was like, if I wanted like, I mean, like a 16, I think it's like a 35ish or something I have right now, which
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, I had to get the 8mm to get one that's wide enough to do my room. But like on full frame, that's you're really probably warping stuff there, but it's gonna
Hmm.
be hard to find a lens that wide.
Right.
But the FX9, I mean, that's not, I know it's not a camera we announced that we'd be talking about, but that's a new one this year too. And
Right.
that's what I'm going through right now personally. It's like FX9 or A7S III.
Hmm.
I'm not buying nothing this year, but
Yeah, I know.
the
Same. Well,
FX9,
I probably will be, but just not Canon or Sony.
yeah. So, uh, the S-Cinetone, I think that is on the A7S III, and if that is, it's gonna really make me consider that camera. Client perception too is a thing. Like
Hmm.
you say it's not, but it's not you, but I mean, you hear people online say like, "Oh, it doesn't matter what you shoot on," and it doesn't. No, it really doesn't. Like professionally,
Right.
no, but there people who don't know what they're looking at. Yeah, like
Hmm.
I've thrown a matte box on just to make my camera look a little more high
Right.
budget. Like my little
Hmm.
6500, I've talked about that before, how I've rigged it up because I was taking it to pretty big jobs, but
Right.
and I was still fairly new. So like I could see, but when you're talking $10,000 just to look legit, which
Right.
I know no one's spending that money just to do that, but
But I
I
mean,
don't
like
know.
you said, I mean, like if you can rig a small camera up pretty good and everything, and
Mhm.
I mean, even if it is for looks, whatever.
And to me, so that's with my Black Magic, this is where I was looking at the Ursa, and the 12K caught my eye too. Because
Hmm.
one, I guess we'll move on to that one as much as I want to keep talking about the A7S III.
Right.
But the 12K, first of all,
Dude.
we're talking 12K, 12 freaking K. And I've seen the footage on YouTube with YouTube. I haven't seen like any straight out of camera, like downloadable raw footage from it,
Mhm.
but it looks. Did you see Black Magic's demonstration of like them cropping in on it, like that boat?
Yes.
That's
Mhm.
freaking wild.
Oh my
Like, you
gosh.
know how many that I don't know, but what's the price on that? Let's start there because this is Black Magic we're talking
This
about.
one is little over $10,000,
12K.
which when you think about it, it's like,
Is that
what?
is
Because
that is that Black Magic's most expensive camera right now?
I don't think
I'll look at
so.
Ursa. It's the Ursa
I,
Mini, right? I don't think, do they still make the Ursa? The original
I,
Ursa? I haven't seen that.
yeah, I don't think they do. I mean, you always hear stuff about the Ursa Minis.
Yeah.
But yeah, the
So body only's 10,000,
yeah.
9,000. My
I mean, because you got what?
goodness.
You have 4K at 220 frames per second, and then you have 8K at 110 frames per second, then you have 12K at 60.
That's freaking nuts. 12.
Dude.
I mean, that's overkill, but it's cheaper than the cameras the
Yeah,
other,
which
it's
it
not
doesn't
full
make
frame though, right? Is it full
it's
frame?
not. Uh I
Is
don't
it? I
think
want
so.
I want to say I thought it was. I didn't think of that. I forgot.
Um,
I need to know
frame.
this. Is it full frame? Because if the price difference could be justified right there. Specs.
Hmm.
Surely it says. No, it is not Super
Yeah.
35.
Yeah, Super
Okay.
35, yeah.
The Super 35. Which, okay. That you could justify. I think it is priced appropriately. Black Magic usually Well, no, we're still talking 12K. I mean, you can't ignore that.
I
Oh,
Well, they said with their thing is like with their new codec, they said with the 12K is that you'd be able to edit the footage on a laptop.
oh yeah. I can speak for Blackmagic Raw right now. It's I've upgraded my computer just to handle my Sony's when I was shooting like 4 or 5 cameras at a time, layering them, and then I'm sitting here layering multiple. I could put probably 10 Blackmagic Raw 3:1 compressions on one timeline and scrub through it with LUTs on all of them. I mean, my computer's not like the cheapest, but it's not the most
Mhm.
expensive. But just it plays so much better and edits so much smoother. Blackmagic Raw is magic,
Right.
but but it's yeah, and that's what I would feel comfortable with what they say at 12K, because that's
Mhm.
another thing too is like with the Canon. I mean 8K. I don't know how that handles. I've never messed with Canon Raw.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't. I haven't really either. Because I never shot anything that high before. Like,
yeah, and that's
dear Lord.
And that's something I always come back to too. That I mean, some people need to think about is when you buy a camera like that, what are you working with? Like
Exactly. Like, what are
because I hate to be in that position. You spend all your money on a camera, and you're like, oh crap, I gotta spend almost just as much on a PC.
exactly?
Yeah,
That's yep.
but Blackmagic Raw, honestly, I could downgrade. I could maybe sell my CPU, get a cheaper one now. But no. But speaking of Blackmagic, before we continue on this camera too, what's your sad story on yours? Because we mentioned it
So
last time, didn't we?
I think so, yeah. Or very briefly, but
Yeah, you.
I had an unfortunate event happen with Adorama. Is that how you say it? Pronounce that, I think.
I don't know. Yeah, Autorama. I don't know.
Yeah.
What?
um, but I had ordered the uh Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K, and granted, this was like what about a month ago? Is that what we said?
I feel like
No.
you ordered that like 2 months ago.
Yeah, it may have been. Shoot, with everything. Yeah, I lost track
I
of
know.
time.
'Cause I
But
mean, you were waiting. It's been a long time. You were
it
waiting.
has been, and I was pretty upset about it. Like, don't get me wrong, like I've ordered stuff from them before, and it's gotten here like that, like
Hmm. Yeah, because
with
I've ordered a lot from them between this.
and most of the time, like the things that I ordered from them, it gets here faster than if I ordered something from Amazon. Like they are really quick, and I don't know what happened along the way. Don't get me wrong, their customer service, like I found out, is really great. Like they gave me um, credit and whatnot towards that. Um, like if I wanted to, you know, but I'm like, oh, do I want to like go through them again? Like I really do because I like them. I like the company, but I think it kind of
So you canceled it, right?
I did, yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah, so that's canceled. So then I started thinking, and I texted you about it about a couple days ago, whatever, and about possibly getting the 6K,
mhm.
just because most of or almost all of my lenses except one, because the 6K is the EF mount.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So that's what most of all my lenses are. So I'm like, well, I guess I wouldn't have to get adapter for it right away. So I'm like, and I guess I can kind of like future proof it a little
The
bit, but
price just dropped on that too.
it
Um,
did,
I
yeah.
don't know how much, but I've seen it did drop with the 12K coming out. I think around the same time. What's it
Yeah,
at now?
the 6K is at just little under 2,000.
Oh, so it dropped under two.
Hmm. It's like
Okay,
1,900 something, but yeah, still.
that's good. Man, I wonder just to think in 5 years you probably pick that camera up for
Oh,
under grand.
dirt
But yeah,
cheap.
so the 6K, that's another thing is Black Magic just I don't know. It's so is that what you're gonna do? You gonna go with the 6K?
I think so. Yeah, I think so because I'll be able to use these lenses that I have right now pretty easily. Um, so I think with especially with this part-time photography job, man, I just realized something happened to my lighting and I don't know what it is. Huh. interesting.
What happened?
Nonetheless, like it started getting dimmer, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Oh, I didn't
but
notice. Just
but
knocked my mug.
yeah, so this little photography part-time gig, I'm definitely gonna funnel what money I get out of that into
Hmm.
upgrading stuff because
Some
I
new
would.
income coming in.
Exactly. Yeah, I would like to start like doing things like bigger things, whether that be for like clients or something like that to kind of start.
I mean,
But
that 6K will take you. I mean, the Black Magic in general, that'll take you to a whole nother level.
yeah, man, I think the reason I love Black Magic so much, and shoot, I've never even owned one before, and it's because like I feel like their color science and things along that nature are pretty close to Canon, like for
Hmm.
me, um, and it's
I,
just
I actually like it
cheaper.
better, honestly. But
Right, yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
I've seen side by side and yeah, it's and I have this one like music video. Like I'm trying to save up for the 6K one a little bit more, but I really just want to like just get it now because I have this
Hmm.
one little music video that I really want to do. Um but and
You
it's
just want
just
to
like
you want to use it for
I
it.
just
Yeah.
want to do it so bad. Like
Yeah.
but my thing is like the 6K is bigger than the 4K by a little bit, but it
Hmm.
would still fit on the Ronin S.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't think you'll run into any problems with that. I haven't seen anybody really having issues with that stuff. Yeah, the barrel's bigger on it, but
That's
I
what
mean,
I saw.
I was looking at mine. Like I don't have the adapter on now, but yeah, which I think it looks a little cooler, but it is
Mhm.
kind of awkward looking. It's an awkward camera altogether, both
Yeah,
the
yeah,
4K
that's
and
fair.
6K. That's literally I know I said it, but I think I've said it here, but it's my biggest complaint with it, and that's why. As speaking of the like cinema cameras to like a mirrorless body, they're like grab and go ready.
Mhm.
Like you can grab and go, and like this, I gotta. It can be grab and go, but like I don't like to walk around with it just the
Yeah.
body and lens so
Yeah.
shaky. I mean, I do it to rig it up. Then you got there's always screws that come loose or something when you're
Mm.
running around like that stuff. That's the only thing I don't like about the Black Magic, but I do like about it because I can take it apart and put it in a Ronin and have a light,
Right, yeah.
setup, and it's just I don't know. I just can't believe where these Black Magic cameras are priced,
I
and
know,
like
it's insane.
you
Like,
could
it's
buy it with a part-time job in high school. You could have a
right.
cinema, like, but
I kid you not, the 6K camera, the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K is the price point of what I paid for my Panasonic GH4
yeah.
when it first came out, and it's just like, this thing
Mhm.
shoots in 6K, it's a cinema camera, uh, I
It,
just
it and it
what
is a
else do you
cinema
need?
camera all the way through, and that's another thing too. I'm looking back at like the A7S and the I say FX9, but that's all little. I've other financial priorities right now, like a house and a Tesla, but
Man, I hear
thankfully,
that 100%.
but um, which we're getting closer. But we'll have a better studio.
Oof.
We could be podcasting in person. But
Right.
anyways, there I go again. There I go. I'm so bad. I need like bullet points in front of my face. Where was I getting at though? Was I talking about the grab, like just the camera being ready to go
Mhm,
and then building that up? Was autofocus. That's what's going to. So
mhm.
I know people say autofocus is, that's not for professionals and all that, whatever, which I don't, maybe when autofocus was new, you probably didn't trust it at all.
Right.
But nowadays it's so good where
Oh,
there's
yeah.
been times where I have put my Black Magic down because autofocus was more important than image quality to me. Because if
Mhm.
something's out of focus, I need it in focus. So I'll put my
Right.
Sony still on the Ronin. But so I'm looking at something like that to have alongside, not replace
Mhm.
my Black Magic, but something that I've for my smaller jobs that,
Mhm.
maybe, they're not worth too much, but a quick turnaround, something I could just grab and I know it's gonna just have autofocus and just I don't know, like really quick small jobs. I want something I can just grab and go with
Right, yeah.
autofocus because I'm starting to get into stuff where I start planning with clients and I start pre-production talk as if I got a crew of 5 people, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's only one of me. Caitlin's with me too, yes, but so like I'm doing things where I feel like I need to follow for someone to pull focus, someone just doing that. I need
Mhm.
someone booming mics, and it is nice to have those built into cameras, and the market's leaning toward people, the one man band. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it really is. Mhm,
I mean, being able to run audio straight into the camera is always nice, which you could do with
mhm,
Black Magic, but the FX9 just having autofocus and that kind of stuff just would be big to me for interviews.
mhm.
It'd be nice if I mean, lately I haven't been the one conducting them, so I've been able to focus on camera, but being able to put it on and not have to keep like looking away at it,
Mhm.
and knowing that it's in focus, I think is that's always just so important to me now. And I'm
Right,
starting to
yeah.
really look at these new cameras now, gaining my attention because I know autofocus is so good, and I kind of
Mhm.
want a good autofocus camera in my back pocket. I just
Right.
don't know which one. Don't know. But
Dude, yeah, it's hard
oh
to.
wait, so we eventually we're gonna get good at the structure of this podcast, but your your Black Magic, you canceled it.
Uh-huh.
So you are waiting to buy the 6K? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, mhm,
Okay, so you're not doing a
yeah.
4K.
No, yeah, yeah, I think I decided to go ahead and bite the bullet and
Hmm.
pay a little bit extra for the
I think it's.
6K.
I mean, you already got those Canon lenses. I can see why.
Mhm.
And 6K. I mean, there's no downside to having extra resolution
Right,
unless
yeah,
you're paying
absolutely.
for it. That's it. But uh, yeah, I think if for me, I didn't have any Canon lenses really at EF mounts,
Mhm,
so I had a lot of Micro Four Thirds. So when I bought the Black Magic, I adapted some FD ones, and then now I got some more Micro Four Thirds ones. And I do such a variety of work. I
mhm.
need a variety of lenses, and it was just more
Yeah, that makes
frugal for
sense
me
though.
to buy. Yeah,
Right, yeah. Yeah,
but
because I was looking at, that, Mikey, that company.
I don't know, Mikey, Makeup. I've heard like 3 different ways they say it.
Yep,
Mikey,
just one of
I've
those
heard
name
Makeup.
brands which Meka?
Makeup, does that
Hmm,
sound right? I don't know. It's M. I'm looking at it right now. Meike.
yeah,
I don't even
huh.
know. I don't even know where they're from.
Yeah,
But
same. But man, that one that you got, whew, that looks
yeah,
very nice.
I mean, I was gonna sell them. I really was when I got them. But
Mhm.
yeah, I like them a lot. The built-in gears. I like having just proper cine lenses now.
Yeah.
So,
Well, because I was looking at, to pair with the Black Magic, especially, like, doing short films and stuff like that, and, um, little, like, personal projects, I'd love to have that set that they have. It's like,
so they have an EF, don't they? I could
the
so
Mikey
the th-
lenses?
yeah. So here's something I've read about them, and pretty sure it's right. I read it's APS-C sized glass.
Okay.
So in the 6K, you should be. I think they have like different mounts you actually buy and unscrew off the lens and put a mount because people use them on the Z Cam. I can't remember if it's a mount on the Z Cam. Yeah,
Hmm.
the Z Cam has a Micro Four Thirds mount. Is what I'm thinking of. So
So
never
they
mind. I don't think that would
Oh,
work
okay,
on the Black
gotcha.
Magic. But yeah, so the Z Cam. Gosh, there's another camera.
Yeah.
But that's another one I was looking at too. But I'm looking at all of them. But
Dude, there's just so many to choose between.
I know. But yeah, they have a Micro Four Thirds mount for Z Cam to be able to put. Because I don't know if Meika or these lenses are the only ones like that, but
Mhm,
they're APS-C sized optics. So
mhm.
the mount is still for Micro Four Thirds. So
Right. Yeah.
I don't know what the point of that was and why they don't really like, advertise it if they're not going to be like exchangeable mounts.
Right.
But because the only camera I heard of that was Zcam. But yeah, sorry, I was thinking you could use them, but
I
they,
wish.
yeah,
Oh gosh, that'd be so
yeah.
nice. Yeah, because I mean those lenses, they're still cinema lenses, and they're still considered cinema lenses, and they're so much more affordable than
Oh yeah, even
almost
Rokinon. I
any.
mean,
Yeah, even more
uh,
affordable than them.
and I've never used Rokinon. I've held one lens before, but the build quality of these feel better than Rokinon, or at least the one
Okay.
I held. But yeah, you ever heard of Vedra? Vedra lenses for Micro Four Thirds. They make like high end.
I think so.
If you looked
Yeah.
them up, you'll recognize them. They look like these lenses, and I had heard online that it's just they were built like the same way or in the same, I don't know, built at the same place with different names put on them and sold at completely different prices. I've seen some side by side videos of them. Um, I thought they were different from what I could tell, but build quality and looks, they look the same like Vedra. But yeah,
Interesting.
the Vedra was like 4 times the price as one of those
Oh gosh.
R3. But
Yeah, because I mean the even the 4 lens set that I was looking at was like 1,400 bucks, I think. Which
yeah, it's
for
just
4 lenses like that?
I and the focus breathing was the biggest thing I noticed with these lenses was like there's none.
That's nice.
I read there's little, but like I don't, to my eye I don't see it, and like
Mhm.
that's something that it's just I don't know. There's something a little more cinematic about when you do any kind of rack focus that you don't feel that
Mhm.
breathe, which I never noticed was an issue ever until I had a lens that doesn't breathe when
Mhm.
you pull focus. But and it was something I didn't even
Yeah.
like look into. I just noticed it right away. But because I don't
Kinda
know, it's cool.
kinda interesting. I don't know like what your thoughts are. Like would you cuz the let's see here. Let me go and look.
Would
Would you
I?
get would you get the 4 lens set or would you get the 5, do you think?
What's the 5 come with that the 4 doesn't?
Let me
Other than a fifth lens.
you're right.
I mean, what
let
focal length is?
let me see here
I
cuz
mean, anybody out there, I recommend these lenses. I mean, I seen them, but they seem too good to be true. The price, because I didn't see a lot of people
I
using them.
right.
There's not a lot of stuff online about them.
So the 5 lens is 1750. It's a 12, 16, 25, 35, and a 50. And then the one that doesn't come with the 4 lens set is the 50.
So you're missing the 50 and the 5,
Mhm.
which is actually on a Micro Four Thirds 1.9, about 100. It's about 100 prime, 100 millimeter prime
Hmm.
for
Yeah.
how much the Canon one's like 1,000 for their macro prime.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Oh, these lenses too. I mean, you get really close with them. They're like minimal focus. I mean, like
That is
so.
nice.
Like I found that out when I was filming some wildlife. The bee. Did I show you the bee shot?
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
like
you
really
did.
up on it. Yeah, it's just like how close you can get, and they're yeah,
Because I
and the
know I'll
teeth.
have to get an adapter for those to mount to the 6K one. But so I'm like, should I just go with the 4?
I don't even know if they make an adapter for that though. First EF.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I don't know that because you would need Micro Four Thirds to EF.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's look it up. Let's see. I want to see if there's anything like that.
Right.
Because if Zcam had one like that, why would that be a thing? Or
Mhm.
Meka should make their own and sell it because more people would buy it.
Oh, 100%.
But
Would it be, you say Micro Four Third to EF?
yeah, because you're putting a
Yeah.
Micro Four Thirds lens, which sounds ridiculous. Um, I always get so confused looking up adapters because I never know like when I type in what to what, I need to put like Micro Four Thirds lens to EF body.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look into that later. I can't tell what I'm looking at here.
Let's see here.
Yeah, the only reason I think you'd get the 4K or the 6K if resolution wasn't important was if you just want to save some money and even in
Mhm.
the long run, not just the difference in the camera, but if you're looking into because you can always adapt with the speed booster.
That's
Yeah,
true. Yeah.
but I know there's some people who say they run into like other artifacts, like elements that for depending on what adapter you use or autofocus.
Mhm.
Like with this doesn't matter, but
Right.
like with any adapter, they could be too slow. But some
Mhm.
flaring, it could cause some flare effects. They say that it could be softening your image, which I believe that to be true because Metabones made an adapter specifically for the Black Magic to
Oh,
EF,
really?
where the glass element sits back a little closer to the sensor, It's
Okay.
supposed to be a sharper image. I think it was Gerald Undone, that guy I was telling you about, which
Mhm.
real informative YouTube channel. But yeah, he
Yeah.
did he was the only comparison I seen with that when they came out with that. So the fact that Metabones made an adapter when it's for the Black Magic specifically,
Mhm.
I would think that would be true. That, or maybe they heard that and they thought, oh, well, let's make a cash grab. But no, no, I think yeah. So I mean, that is something to consider, but
Yeah. That's true. Hmm.
it's never bothered. I've never looked at any of my shots and thought, as long as they were in focus, they were too
Yeah.
soft. But I actually
Hmm.
put Pro Mist filters on everything of mine usually because I like the softer look. But
Mhm.
but
Hmm.
yeah, the 6K though. I mean, I wanted
Hmm.
6K. I was gonna get that,
Yeah.
but
Hmm.
now I got two 4K, so I got 8K.
Yeah.
Just gonna.
Huh.
Have you seen? This is a side thing. Kind of random. People do like burst shots with photos and get like 8K photos, 12K photos, like in burst modes. Have you seen people do that?
No. Uh-uh.
So my 64 or 6500 shoots up to it shoots up 24 frames like in like 5 seconds, and I'm shooting 24 megapixel photos. So that's like what that is like 12K in it. I don't know. I'm not doing the
Hmm.
math now, but yeah, some people have done that and put it together as a video sequence. I've seen that done before. It's just a random thing. I
Wow.
always want to try it. But
Jeez. That's nice. Huh.
so why aren't you going with the 12K though?
You said the 12K?
Yeah, why aren't you going with the 12K?
You know what?
You know,
It's
you're already going 6, just double it. Why?
that'd be like what? That'd be how many times doubling the price? But
More
you
than
know,
double.
right?
So
Yeah.
you get twice the resolution for 5
Gosh.
times the price.
Jeez. Which,
No, that's like 10 times the price.
yeah.
Close to 8 or 9, something like that.
I mean, the thing is, like with
I'm
cameras
just
that big,
sorry. I just can't. Like you could buy at least. I don't know. I'm bad at math, but at least 7 6Ks
yeah.
to
Yep.
right.
Roughly.
No, 4Ks maybe, but not 6Ks. But yeah, okay, 4 or
But
5.
still, yeah. For the amount, and the thing is about the 12K, it's such a big camera. That's like I couldn't even imagine like what you'd have to.
To me, I would like that.
Oh, you would like that?
For most things I do, I would like that. Yeah.
Okay.
I like having that. I'm always top handle underslung shooting when I go freehand. If not, I'm on like a tripod, and very rarely do I use the gimbal anymore. Weddings, yeah. Like I'd rather just throw a Sony on. But
Yeah, it makes me wonder how heavy that the 12K is.
I don't know. So I feel like the Black Magics are. I'm sure the weights are on the line, but I feel like they're probably lighter than like the
Yeah, you're probably
C500. Since
that's
they are
true.
cheaper, I know they are made from cheaper material, but
Hmm.
not to discredit them. I was worried about. Everyone said the Black Magic 4K was like super light. I felt like a toy. I don't think so. I mean,
Mm. No, the one that felt like a toy was their first their first pocket
the
cinema
original
camera.
Black Magic,
Oh
yeah.
my,
I
dude,
never
that thing
touched
was
that.
so small.
I looked at that and I remember thinking that thing was so cool. But
Oh,
yeah, I was
yeah,
watching the reviews, how many the batteries you'd have to go through, and that's when I was
it
like,
was
nah.
horrible. We shot my second short film I directed back at Ball State. We shot with that, and we had to rig that thing up with a huge battery pack. It
But you could though. See, like I didn't even know you could
mm,
do that with back then. Like V-Lock, I probably would have got it then if I know you put a big thing. It looked
right.
ridiculous though. It was so cool though. I remember thinking that was the coolest thing ever I'd seen when it came to like the cameras on the market because it was just so slim, and
Mhm.
I thought about buying one now because I had seen people using that as a B cam to the 4K.
No kidding.
Yeah, you get them for like $500 now, like used.
Wow. That's dirt cheap.
But I know, but it only shoots like the large, right? Large
Mhm.
raw files. And that's what
Mhm. Yep.
I just don't know if I want to mix that into my workflow. But
Yeah,
my
that's fair.
my B cam is way more work than my A cam. That's why I didn't want to deal with that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Do we miss any cameras?
I don't
There's
think
so much
so.
more. Like we could do a deep dive into each one.
Oh my gosh, so easily. Like
It's
I wish we granted it would be kind of expensive and they're not all out. So but it'd be so interesting to even just rent all
rent
these
them.
cameras
That would be
and just
cool.
oh my gosh, dude. That
Maybe.
would be
Maybe we'll
that
start
would
a
be huge.
Patreon and take that money to rent something like that.
Yeah, no
And
kidding.
then
That
maybe
would be
we'll
nice.
actually record every week.
Yeah,
I'm just
exactly.
kidding.
So if
No,
anybody's
I meant to
listening,
address that. Yeah. If
huh.
you wanna rent some cameras for us or give us money too. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
because
so
even right, what's that?
I just wanted to say at the beginning, I forgot to address where we've been. We've been busy. That's where we've
Right.
been.
Not only with the
Uh,
COVID stuff, but it's
Everything,
man,
yeah.
this thing has really I mean, just not even just with us, but like I know some of my other friends that are creatives that just have really been just like drained of just been like, well, we can't do this
Yeah.
because this requires this or something like that
Mhm.
COVID's put a stop to. So
Yeah, and it's really I'm me and Caitlin are learning a lot right now to really pivot, and we're having to grind more advertising and marketing ourselves more, finding
oh, I
some new
bet.
we're finding yeah, more like the lower end stuff. My dog, I don't know if you can hear him snoring so loud. Did you hear
I
that?
wonder what that sound was. I was like, what the
Oh my
heck?
gosh. Yeah,
I was
he's
like, that's either the dog or Caitlin.
that's that's my dog. He's loud, but what was I saying? What was I talking about?
uh I think we were talking about COVID and about how like
Oh,
you doing smaller
yeah,
things.
just like so we took I want to take time to really sit back and like look at our business model and see what we can start marketing towards and what kind of ads and what kind of ad marketing we could do to like how to grow from, take this time to figure out how we're going to come back next year whenever this
Right.
ends. But
Hmm.
and we've been finding smaller jobs luckily, not like high paying gigs, but
Hmm.
so it's been a trying to find some good out of it. It's been a learning process. I learned a lot more about our
Oh, I'm
business and
sure.
what's working
Yeah.
and what's not. But yeah, the big clients are down right now. That
Yeah,
sucks.
I can imagine that. Yeah, that's well, I was texting Jay Fields back and forth earlier and he was like, well, let's see if I can find it here. He said because you know how like a lot of businesses right now aren't wanting to pay for that kind of stuff right now.
Yeah. I
Um,
imagine marketing budgets are pretty strict right now.
right. And I said something to along those lines. He's like, yeah, even though ironically it's the best time to do it, like especially smaller businesses, like it's
Mhm.
like the best time to be able to do something like that,
Yeah. So like, yeah, I'm
which
trying to
makes
like
sense.
try to use it. I mean, there's ways we could. I mean, there's ways to still do video work for clients. I mean, there's a lot of things that some people need that they don't even need to be there for. You can go
Right.
out. I mean, especially product stuff. People send a product to
Mhm.
you, make a video, or meet up with some. Um, but like real estate, that's one. Like to me, I feel
Oh,
like this would
right.
be the
Yeah.
biggest time for it. And we've been reaching out to a lot of realtors. We'd got a um couple hits on that during this. But like virtual walkthroughs, like that's big, especially now when people are worried about
Right.
doing that. Like do a virtual walkthrough. I mean,
Absolutely.
I think even smaller properties, even it's hard to make them look pretty, but but
Yeah. I
yeah, I
mean,
mean
that's fair. Yeah.
it's work.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
yeah, but I'm interested to see how this wedding goes this weekend that I got. With
Yeah. I'd
this, I'm
be.
not done. I don't know.
Yeah.
I heard they limited the people inside, or they're moving the room.
Yeah.
I really hope everybody's wearing masks.
Yeah. I went to was it about a month or so ago? I went to a wedding where no, I wasn't able to make it to the reception or the ceremony, but I went to the reception. And literally nobody was wearing a mask. And as soon as I come through the door, somebody's passing around a baby. I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
that's not a good idea. I'm
I don't know.
like,
There's
so
some people not
yeah,
taking it serious at all, which I get. It's not. I get it's not. It doesn't have serious effects, but globally, it is. I mean,
oh, huge.
yeah.
It'll be interesting to see. Like, yeah, you'll have to tell me
Oh, well,
how that
if the
goes.
bride and groom are wearing masks, I just worry about like I hope I don't. I hope they're wearing masks, but like, is that how I'm gonna capture everybody? Like that's their memory. They're not gonna see any
Right.
faces, so I don't
Hmm.
know. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, honestly, it sucks. It's like I'm trying to be cautious and not take on these gigs, but it's
At the same time, you kind of need work.
I need to keep doing something now.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, like the music videos, there's smaller crews. Usually it's just me and the artist, and like the actor or something. But and
Yeah.
we're not right up on each other or anything. But
Yeah. I think that's kind of how what I'm going to do once I get my Black Magic camera is kind of it's just going to be me and my friend, and there's going to be one more actor in there, but he's not even for the whole thing, so
yeah,
but it was actually a song that I found on Artlist. It's a have you heard of Artlist?
I've heard of Artlist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Artlist
Yeah,
is
it's
great.
I don't remember. Did I ever send you the
Sponsor.
song?
He showed me
Exactly.
one, but yeah, no, just kidding. We're not sponsored though. But
But I
yeah,
did send that to you.
you showed me one. Yeah, that you were
Oh,
gonna
did
use
that?
for the
Oh,
little
that's
car
right. Yeah.
segment day.
Hmm.
When you doing
Yeah.
that? When you get your camera?
Yeah. Hopefully, I'm really hoping. I kind of want to do it probably in September timeframe where it's kind of starting to get a little bit cooler. Um, because I have like uh my friends she had her grandma had owns a farm, so we're gonna that's where everything is gonna take place.
That'll be cool.
So yeah, I'm actually really excited for this
That will
because
be cool.
it's a small enough like storyline where I can just kind of like pretty much just do everything myself. There's only gonna be I started like storyboarding it, and really I don't even think I'm only gonna have a few pieces of dialogue, but yeah, there's gonna be like little to none. So
That's
I
always
don't really
fun.
have to worry about that, and just work on
Mhm.
the visuals.
So you're shooting that in 12K though, right?
I want to.
Yeah.
That
Man,
would
that
be amazing.
12K, I just think it'd be so fun to like, it'd be fun to crop in and just
Oh,
see,
absolutely.
but like,
Phew.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know I would ever need to crop in that unless I want to
Oh,
like specify a wrinkle on someone's face out of nowhere in the
right.
middle of an interview. I don't know. But
I mean, just looking at it, it says Ursa Mini Pro 12K featuring a revolutionary 12,288 by 6,488 Super 35.
that's
It's just like,
crazy. You know, I wouldn't have thought that was real at all if I'd seen that 5 years ago. No
oh,
way.
not at all. And it's
But
an 80 megapixel per frame, even at 60 frames per second in RAW.
mm,
Like, jeez.
that's so wild. Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about more of each one of these cameras because,
Yeah, we definitely should, dude. Deep dive into like
mm-hmm.
each one. Yeah, I'd be down for
Yep.
that.
Yeah, it'd be cool if we could random, but
Dude,
and then
oh
talk about them. And
gosh.
then on our video format, we could show some footage,
Hmm.
but or show someone else's and not get copyrighted. But
Right,
um,
exactly. Like, how do you go about that?
so which one? If you had to pick one of these new cameras, which one would you pick? Like
Ooh,
disregarding like what would be smart for you now financially, like just you
right.
could just snap your finger and you have one of those. The EOS R5, the Ursa Mini 12K, A7S III. What else do we have?
See, that
Let's
was I think it was, and then I think you said the FX9, Sony.
yeah, let's go ahead. Let's throw FX9 and the C500 in there. What would you pick?
Oh my goodness. Hmm. It'd probably be a pretty close between the C500 and then the Ursa Mini 12K.
Yeah,
I don't know exactly which one.
12K is like almost half the price too.
Right, exactly.
That's
I'm
crazy
just
that
like,
just think about what you just compared those.
man.
And let's just say, I mean, you would be able to use those your Canon lenses too. This PL and EF, right? You get an
Yeah.
EF, so that wouldn't even matter.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't even know what it would come down to that.
Really?
What are you looking at?
Gosh. Man, that would definitely have to be a side by side, like, yeah.
You did,
Man,
yeah.
whew,
You gotta pick
I
one
don't
though.
know.
We're gonna pick
If I
one.
if I had
You
to
have a big
pick
one.
one, oh man,
You're gonna go Canon Magic.
I'd probably go with the Black Magic actually.
You really? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's cool.
I'm thinking so, just because.
I probably would
I
too
mean,
over the C500. I don't.
mhm.
Well, no. I mean, then you're looking at full frame and Super 35. What's important to you?
Yeah, I, you know, I don't think that full frame is like super necessary because like for me, like I don't do
No.
like that much where I would like really need either one really because
Mhm.
you know me really I just kind of like if gigs pop up here and there yeah sure I'll do them but or if I'm helping somebody else but really I just kind of want to focus more on like narrative storytelling pretty
Yep.
much
Well, then
so
forget all the cameras. What's it matter?
right
Just tell your story. Story is king. Always will be. Always
exactly
has been. Uh,
yep
yeah, I don't know. A full frame would be the only reason I think I would ever be excited for full frame is to have some amazing autofocus and put some super
oh yeah
shallow lenses on there.
Oof.
That's it. Or just some. That's what I want. I'd love to. I like cinematic interviews because that's what I get to do, and I try to
Right.
make them look as cool as possible. But
That's why I'm really
I.
happy to see how your guys' doc turns out.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm glad you have faith. I'm just kidding.
He's sitting
I
over
do.
there.
My Alexa just went off. I don't know why. Never mind.
One on the Way by Steve Mokler from Spotify.
No, Alexa, stop. You're gonna get a copyright strike. She's gonna play some music on us. No. Great.
Man, she has it out for us.
Yeah, she played one song. I gotta mute this whole part out, or we're gonna
Jeez.
strike on YouTube. Well, I would probably go with the FX9, honestly.
Would you?
Just because the FX9, I don't know why that one excites me the most.
I mean, fair
But
enough. I mean,
I would love to have one camera just to grab and go sometimes.
mhm.
I mean, my checklist is huge. I have so many tiny screws for my cages and different cages for
I
Black Magic.
bet.
I just
I remember seeing some of your your guys' like just like shelving you have just full of those like
yeah. There's a bookshelf back here. I don't know if you see it, but now it's off frame on yours. But I keep all my bodies and lenses in here. But then the garage is my closet drawers of
oh
screws.
yeah.
I'm trying to organize them and yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's that gets annoying to me. But and that's why I like having two, because I usually have one rigged up
Right.
ready to go, and then one's just bare, or like I could just throw it on a gimbal. I can just
Yeah,
freehand
that's
it.
nice.
But like this, it was nice to have this just ready to go. I put Velcro on the top to Velcro. I've seen people do that. The SSD on top. I got like a really
Oh
short
yeah.
rope cable, so I don't need a whole
Mhm.
cage just to mount the SSD on, and it's worked. It's held up. I use it in gimbals all the time like that too. I did
Heck
not
yeah.
put it on a car mount though. I did not trust that.
yeah.
I
Ooh.
dropped to 12-1 and just put a cheap SD card in it.
Oh yeah.
But but yeah, the FX9 is probably the one. That I don't know. I don't have anything against Canon, but I always
Right.
lean towards Sony, and I don't know. Financially, it's because I have more lenses, but
Right. Yeah. I mean that's
but
fair. Yeah.
I do like them. I don't regret
Mhm.
it.
I mean they are Canon and Sony are they're both probably the biggest competitors, really.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
really.
especially lately. Black Magic's stepping in though.
Oh, definitely.
They've stepped in. I mean,
Oh
they're in the
yeah.
fight now
Oh dear
when
lord,
it comes to
yes.
video.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
And the cinema camera, the pocket cinema cameras, they can take stills too, right?
yeah, you can. I haven't
Yeah.
messed around with it too much. It's like one
That'd be
single. So
curious.
it's so before it's updated to Black Magic Raw, it was one Cinema DNG Raw, like just one raw frame is all it was.
Oh,
So
okay,
it was
gotcha.
just basically pulling a frame. Now I've not really messed with it. I actually want to try it, but with Black
Mhm.
Magic Raw. I don't know if it's just I don't know what kind of format it is, but yeah, there's literally a photo button next to the record to push to take.
Interesting.
And I
Yeah.
think it's more for like referencing frames. But
Yeah.
that's one thing I love about this camera is the image quality is so nice is you can pull a frame And I'm sure you've seen them on Instagram. If you
Mhm.
look at Black, just a frame, it looks so beautiful. Out of even though it's only 4K is what 8 megapixels,
Right.
8 megapixels, and then but on the internet it just looks, I don't know. I can when I'm editing, I notice I'm pausing. I'm like, wow, like almost every pause frame looks like a photo out of this camera.
Yeah.
Just so
I mean,
nice.
even even with you guys posting that stuff on Instagram, how like, Instagram compresses stuff and
Mhm.
whatnot, like it still looks really
Oh,
good.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because originally I was gonna carry it around and just use it for photos too. It's like,
Mhm.
but it's still there and it's my cinema camera. But I do like to have a good hybrid camera when this is
Right.
not it. But
Exactly.
yeah,
Definitely not.
but
Yeah. That makes sense.
so where are we at in time?
We are at 1 hour and 15 minutes.
Oh, so we better wrap this up. Um, yeah, I don't know. The cameras, I definitely want to talk about them more later because
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
got all those specs. I was kind of going over them right now because just all
Right.
this whole time, just get cameras thrown at your face, something new every day. It's
It's like,
seriously, it is.
well,
It's just the point where like I care, but I don't now. It's like
right.
everything is awesome. That's
Mhm.
it.
And, you know, if this means that this is the only good thing that comes out of 2020, so be it.
Yeah, yeah,
You know.
yeah. I don't know
But
why. It's it just sucks because I seriously was waiting to just I've waited so long for the A7S III and I was gonna pull the trigger on it. But
mhm,
my mindset's kind of changed on what I need anymore. And I was
right.
always had in the back of my mind just waiting for that announcement. Because I was gonna pre-order, but I thought it was gonna be the first camera I pre-ordered. But
I
yeah,
know
probably not.
I've always wanted to do that. Like
It'd be
pre-order a
exciting.
camera. It would be so exciting. We should do that
But
sometime.
we should go in half and half and pre-order. Let's do it right now. Let's
Heck
pre-order.
yeah.
What's the most expensive thing?
Let's do it. You want to do a 12K?
Why not? Yeah, 5 grand, 5 grand.
Heck yeah.
Oh my god. Just maybe is there a second stimulus check coming?
Right. Well, supposedly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think we're gonna leave it off on what was it? Would we say a recommendation
Yeah. Try to.
or
I mean, I think we'll try to help add structure to this. Since we kind of well, we knew this was gonna be a ranting episode. We're just gonna talk
Oh
about
yeah,
cameras. So we're
definitely.
just talking cameras, whatever. But try to add some segments into these to where I don't know, make them a little more interesting, of
Mhm.
like a movie recommendation or like what we've watched or something good we've watched. I'll tell you a movie I just watched because I'm still trying to watch more. I'm trying to watch like a movie a month.
Mm.
Extraction.
Oh my gosh, dude,
Did you
I
see it?
freaking love that movie.
It was so cool. It was really cool. Like
Yeah.
I'd love to
I,
film that kind of action stuff. It was done
I
so well.
yeah, I watched behind the scenes of how they did those fight scenes
Hmm.
and I'm just like,
They're so cool. I
that's
watched those over and
massively
over,
insane.
and so I've seen all that before I've seen the movie, which is usually what I do. But
I do
yeah,
too.
I would
Yep.
love to choreograph stuff like that.
Hmm.
But yeah,
That'd be so fun. But
all
yeah, that was a really good movie.
what was so cool about it was the action scenes were like a lot of the action scenes were one takes.
Hmm.
Well,
Yep.
one takes. I mean, there was. I'm sure
Yeah.
me and you could see where they hid the cuts. You know, when the truck drives by or they come up on a shirt and come around.
Yep.
But it still was cool because
Oh,
they just kept it
so
flowing and
nice.
flowing. But yeah, is- I don't know. I'm a big John Wick fan, and
Me
and,
too.
and
Mhm.
that movie kind of scratched an itch again to see that. It was cool.
I know I'm excited for John Wick 4, but who knows when we're going to get that?
Oh, I know. In the Matrix, more Keanu Reeves.
Right, exactly.
I'm
They were
not
supposed
complaining.
they were supposed to come out the same
Yeah.
day.
Are they still having the
Like,
same dates?
I don't think so
It's kind of
anymore
funny to
because
me though.
yeah, I was like Keanu Reeves facing off against Keanu Reeves.
It's just funny because like he was like all the hype and like I don't know if you in the video game world he's in that Cyberpunk game which I'm excited for too.
Right. Mhm.
And which I already got pre-ordered. But Keanu Reeves was in that game and like that was when John Wick was coming out and he's just to talk. And then now all of a sudden they were gonna redo Matrix or not reboot it, do another Matrix and then another John Wick and release them the same date. It was just almost comical, but
Oh wow.
they're
Hmm.
just my favorite movies though.
Mhm.
You seen anything lately? Anything good?
Yeah, we
Anything bad? Guess we do bad ones too.
I don't
So
think
we
necessarily
don't
anything
recommend
right. We've been watching a show on Netflix called The Order, and that was pretty good.
Is that
It's
show?
been, yeah, it's been
I'm sure I've
it's pretty
scrolled by it. Let's see. What's it about?
it's kind of like a let's see what, probably pull up a description, probably be better to let's see. It's kind of like about werewolves and um shoot, it's like has like it's dealing with like magic and stuff like that, which at first,
Oh, I think I know. I think I've seen the trailer for that.
yeah, at first you're kind of like but it's actually pretty good.
Little acid trippy. It is good though.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Let me see if I can find a description for it really quick.
I think I know what you're talking about now when you told me that trailer on there.
But yeah, that it's pretty good. I didn't know really what to think of it because when I saw the description and I was like, it made me think of Twilight for a second.
Oh yeah.
Like in a few ways, but then I was like, then we watched it. But another good one we finished not too long ago was Warrior Nun on Netflix.
Warrior Nun?
Yeah.
Like a nun warrior?
Yeah. And at first, that was another one where I was like, we saw the trailer. I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and give it a shot. By far, one of the best Netflix originals, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah.
Warrior
It
sounds funny. What is it? Is it?
It's actually a it's about this girl that had like grew up in this, like, I can't remember what they call it, but where she was raised by a bunch of nuns and they were like super mean to her, and she eventually died. Oh yeah, it's kind of it's serious, but it's like action packed. It has some funny parts though. But yeah, and then she comes back as a warrior nun, and she's like, I didn't ask for this, da da da. So just like her journey and accepting that, that she's the warrior nun now, and so she has to do all this kind of stuff.
This sounds like it sounds interesting. That's something I want to watch.
Yeah, but man,
it's on Netflix?
shot. Yeah, it was shot so beautifully, and just the storyline. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to season 2.
I might start that tonight, maybe.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Because I want to get a new show. I've started Narcos too. Narcos is pretty good.
Is that on Netflix?
Yeah. It's I'm sure you've seen it. It's about Pablo Escobar.
Oh yes, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It's pretty cool. It's the camera is a lot of it's free-handed in ways that I normally not see free-handed. Like they'll run up on conversations. They kind of like I don't know, I thought that was kind of interesting. It was kind of cool. Fits kind of like the chaotic, uncertain mood of what's going on. It was interesting to see. I've not seen that of like someone getting out of a car and like you see the camera kind of come out of the car and follow them. But that's another show I was watching. I dropped it though. I don't know, just had time and forgot about it until now.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. But,
alrighty, so is that it for this episode?
I think so. That wraps up episode 4 of the Creative Talk.
Yeah. So I guess thanks for anybody listening to us just rant about us lusting over gear.
Right.
But I feel like it's just something I wanted to talk about. There's just so much to talk about there. I mean, there's still way more to talk about.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, and we'll try to get back on doing this. Got a new setup here for something a little easier to pop up and do. Also want to find. I want to structure these better, which we're still learning. We'll figure it out. Yeah, maybe get someone. Whenever you get your camera, we got to do a special Black Magic. Black Magic episode where we just worship Black Magic We'll dress up,
Dude,
you
I'm
know,
so
and do some
excited.
seance scene or something. But no, I told Austin we'd have to Webster to we get him back on here for that because he's a
Yeah.
Black Magic part of the Black Magic Army. But yeah, that's something I think we need to do soon. It's like
Mhm.
what Black Magic, who they are, where they are in the market, and
Right.
why we have all chosen Black Magic. Like we talk about
Mhm.
Sony and Canon. I talk about them more than Black Magic, but
Oh, I do too. Yeah.
my main shooters are Black Magic cameras, and
Mhm.
that's what I make a living on. So. But I don't talk about them much. They're just solid. But all right. I don't know how to end this one like I don't any other one.
Yeah, I know. It's always so awkward about the ending.
Yeah,
You're just like,
sorry guys, we're awkward. What's it? We'll try. Okay, let's just shoot for monthly for this for now.
Yeah,
we'll say
we could do that.
monthly.
Yeah.
The goal is weekly, but we're shooting for monthly, not to stress ourselves out. But all right. Alrighty. Well, talk to you guys later.
All right, bye.
Bye.